Hey everyone, welcome. Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to do an update to a previous video where I actually had purchased some houseplants, some cataract palms. We pulled them out of their containers, rinsed off the soil, and actually tried our hand at growing them in the aquaponic system. So I'll show you how that worked out. And actually, a little fast forward a little bit, some of them already I've actually pulled back out because I had to make space. I had them down in here growing and they were doing great, as you can see, but I had to make space for some new seedlings to go in. So I want to start growing some greens in here. So we had to pull them out. We have put them back into soil, nice little potting mix. They're probably ready to be upgraded into larger pots, if anything. But we actually have them growing underneath some LED grow lights, and they're starting to take off pretty well. You can see some new branching and some new leaves developing. Some fronds, and so they're doing really well. We're loving it. You can see all of them. Even these little containers, they're kind of taking off. But what I want to show you is maybe a closer look at some of the ones that we've left behind, so you can see maybe for yourself how they've grown. And we'll talk a little bit about the aquaponic system. It's actually, if you're not sure what aquaponics is, haven't heard about it, it's just growing plants without soil, using fish and water in a recirculating system. It's a fantastic way. We grow lettuce and greens that way, but we've also been having a lot of fun and a lot of success growing some of our tropicals and some of our indoor plants in it as well. So let's take a closer look. So as I said, we have the aquaponic systems all starts with the fish. You can see we've got just a few fish in there. We actually probably need a few more in here to really get the system cranking. We got some bluegill, some crappie. There's a crawdad in there and an algae eater. But check this out. So we've actually been growing some house plants in here. There's no soil. We just use, there's just the clay pebbles there, the LECA, the L-E-C-A, the lightweight expanded clay aggregate. It grows great. And so we've got our palm trees, our dumb canes in there, and they're doing really well. You can see this is one that we put in there a while ago. And just by giving it a tug, you can feel the strength of their roots in there. When I grow lettuce and greens in here, they pull right out. But those palm trees are tough, man. Their roots are so strong. We got pothos, of course, the epiprenum in there. But yeah, the palms are growing really, really well. The dumb cane have grown through the roof. Apparently, I actually had to pull the top off this one so they could keep growing. I used to have like a metal kind of mesh up there, but we pulled that off so they could just grow through. And they're kicking buns. They're getting a lot of that light coming through. We actually had to wrap our pothos back up here because it was onto the ground. And so we've actually wrapped that up a little bit, but you can see it's growing really, really well. Probably one of the lowest maintenance gardens that we have here at the school. Not a whole lot of weeding in here, but it is a constant flow recirculating system. What it is there's water that's flowing through here, and there's about 2 inches, about 1 inch to 2 inches of dry gravel, and then the water begins, and then it goes all maybe 6 inches of water inside of a reservoir there. The water gets pumped up and then flows all the way through, and then gets drained back down to the bottom. And so you can see right here, I'll show you how some of that plumbing. So those are the return pipes coming back through. You can see some of that mineral deposits kind of building up on there. We got really hard water here. And I know a lot of folks who do aquaponics, they'll use RO water, but we're just using straight up tap water that we just let sit out for a few days. So not as ideal as it could be, but it actually works fairly well. The results kind of speak for themselves. So you can see those are growing really well. And the last thing I wanted to show you is our other aquaponic system that we've been working on. And it's all full of tropicals as well. And it's a beautiful system. It's been flowing here for a few years now. And like I said, you can see the plants just love it. We've got a mixture of different house plants in there. And it's just doing great. We're actually just got a few little goldfish in there right now. But we had to replace some, but we're probably going to add to that colony pretty soon. But you can see the different plants. We have the little neanth bell palms, of course the dumb cane, and some dracena in there, and a bunch of others, some philodendron and whatnot hiding in there. And so there's a lot of goodies. You can see this one's a little bit roasted over there, but it's doing pretty well. So we've really enjoyed it. I just wanted to give an update. And so a lot of them that we've done, and we've actually propagated, pulled out, and then now we're just growing them over here in soil. And so that's where those palm trees are at. You can see they're empty space where they were. So they're just getting a little bit of an artificial light to kind of spur their growth on, and then we'll probably utilize those plants to sell some of our plant sales. So they're pretty doing pretty good. You can see the system works really well. I've noticed some tropicals like it more than others. All the ones that are in here are there because they like it. And so it's a great little experiment for us. It's also a fantastic way to grow some food as well. But there you go. So from soil to aquaponics, back into soil. They were quite smaller when we first got them. You probably look back at the previous video where we had purchased them. Kind of like you can see here, we'd purchased them, we had divided them apart, put them into the system, then they got bigger, then we've put them now back into soil, and now they're just taking off. So it's worked out, the experiment worked. I'm excited to kind of grow more with the system and maybe try out some different plants in here. So let us know what you think. Please like, share, subscribe, all that other nonsense. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you. If you grow using aquaponics, or if you're an indoor houseplant enthusiast, I'd love to hear about it. Until next time, garden friends.